Everybody knows the full scope of the situation. Your eyes are so pretty. Thank you. Hi. Yes, her parents closed the adoption. It definitely wasn't my decision. And yeah, they could always reopen it. That's in their power. And, you know, like I said, whatever Carly wants is what I want. 100%. And Tyler and I have said repeatedly, you know, if it is something that she just wants because it's too hard, and I can understand it being too hard for her, like, I will sit back and I will shut my face. And I will wait until if you ever want to come back, or if you don't, I can understand that too, you know. But until I know that it's her, I think it's important for her to know that I love her and that I care about her, and that it wasn't me that quit reaching out. And, you know, it's important for her as a birth child and an adoptee to know that we will never stop fighting for her and that we love her. It is definitely a traumatic situation. Yeah, I mean, it definitely brought up a lot of PTSD for me, and I felt like it swung me into all those feelings I was feeling when I was holding her in the hospital room and saying goodbye, and that was super hard to go through. But if it's what she wants, I'll go through anything for her, period. For any of my kids, you know.
Mom.
What, baby?
Juice.
You want some juice?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'll get you some juice, baby. No, I'm not worried that the podcast will hurt Carly. No, because we talk about just all sorts of different aspects of our life, you know. Our podcast is not just adoption centered, you know. We talk about all types of things. Hey, I have to open up this cup, so give me I don't think it would negatively impact her at all. I'm doing well. I just gotta get this munchkin some juice, and it was kind of hard to do while holding the phone. The podcast is called Kate and Ty Break It Down. Kate and Ty Break It Down. And you can listen to that anywhere that you can find podcasts. We're everywhere. And that's just been a super fun, exciting journey for Ty and I. It's been really fun. I think it'll be fun for us too to, like, on the podcast, like, go and like rewatch old episodes and like recap them for people. I think that'd be fun. What, baby? Oh, like, I think that would be fun, and to like dive deeper into certain things that were shown on TV, you know. Tyler, he's not at the house right now. A judge can't say yes to closing an adoption. Adoption is not legally binding. So there's nothing anybody can do. We are signed with Killer Network, yes. Yes, we are. Hi from Lake Orion. What's up?
It's too off.
Oh, no. Do you hold anything against your husband and mother-in-law for making you give her away? I think that's a funny question, because if you feel like anybody forced me to place my child, you're dead wrong. If you think I'm that weak of a woman and person to choose a man over my child, that's disgusting. It was my decision. I could have changed my decision at any time that I wanted to, and people didn't see it because it wasn't recorded, but there was a period in the time before she was born that I did change my decision, and I was like, I can't do this, I want to parent. And then something happened in my life, at my home life, and I was like, oh gosh, never mind, I have to do this for her. I can't bring her home to this. But no, my mother-in-law had, helped us actually look into the adoption, because we didn't know where to go. We were children, and Tyler never forced me to give my kid away. That's disgusting. Like, if you guys would think that is just wrong. Let's see. Do you regret it? I wouldn't say that I regret it. I think I regret, like, if I could go back with the wisdom that I have now and do it all over at 16, there's a lot of things that I would change. So an open adoption can always close, yes. And majority of open adoptions always close within the first 5 years because of the adoptive parents, though. Yeah, it is not legally binding at all. It's basically like a verbal contract at the end of the day. Tyler's mom was definitely a big support for you. She definitely was. I mean, and she was the person who I could call at any time if something was happening at home, and she would come and pick me up. And, you know, like, she was a huge support system for me, and she saved me so many times. And I'm blessed to have a mother-in-law like her.
Mom?
Tyler and I are still together, yes.
Mom.
What, B?
Off?
What do you want off? So with that being a verbal contract, why can't you reach out to Carly? Well, because all contact has been blocked. I don't have her phone number or anything like that. I've always just had her parents' phone number. B and T are her parents, and if they don't want her daughter's name out there, then that's their right. Yes, they are her parents. But also, we've been on a reality TV show for 16 years, and they also have been a part of that too, periodically. So I'm confused on that statement. For years, you and Tyler ignored boundaries Brandon and Teresa asked for. Do you think that played a role in their decision? I think that's a funny question because I would love to know what boundaries we broke. What boundaries did we break? I'm super confused. There's been no boundaries broken. So when people say that, I'm like, what? Okay. I have to scroll on these. They had an agreement that Brandon and Teresa never kept. Yeah, exactly. Love from the Netherlands. What's up? Blowing up their phone nonstop with texts. Well, that's not true. I was texting like twice a month, once every other week or so, when they said that they weren't going to talk to us. And I felt like it was important for Carly to know that I didn't stop reaching out. Because I'll be able to show her that in the future, that I'd never stopped reaching out to her. Fenton, Michigan, what's up? Belgium. Did they get paid to be on the show? I mean, we talk about that in an upcoming podcast episode, and so I'm going to leave all of those details for that. You won't stop talking about her. Well, no, she's a part of my life. Did you guys forget that in 2009, we literally documented an adoption? Like, that's what our whole story was about adoption back then. So, of course, that has a part to do with my life, and it always will have a part in my life because that's my life. And we are on a docu-series. People are just trying to bait your anger. Well, and honestly, it doesn't make me angry. I just think it comes from people being very uneducated about adoption, and that's why I will continue to talk about it, you know. Do you think being on MTV plays a part in your adoption being closed now? Absolutely not, because MTV has been a part of the journey since I was pregnant, and has been for, you know, the last 15 years of all of our lives. So no, I do not think so. Oops. She'll be 16 in May. I do talk to a lot of the other moms, yep, and I do talk to a lot of birth moms, yes, and I talk to a lot of like adoptees on TikTok too, and I get a lot of their advice of what would you want your birth parents to do? What would, you know, you can't remember her age? What do you mean? I said 15. She'll be 16 in May. Does Dawn know the reason for B&T cutting contact? I don't know. I guess they've told Dawn that she's forbidden to tell us anything. So.
I'm taking a walk.
Oh, the walk? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mama.
You're crazy. So open adoption is basically hoping they keep their word. Yes. Yes, it is. And that's why I think about, there's certain things that I wish that I could go back and change, but I can't, Why are people being so unkind? Some people are just unkind because it comes from them not being educated and they just choose to stay ignorant. A lot of the times I tell people, like, if you could take 5 minutes, even 3 minutes out of your day to educate yourself about adoptees and the statistics of adoptees and what is beneficial for them, I think it could be very eye-opening for people. Closing adoption to be illegal. Yeah, well, adoption is not legally binding. So also, too, you guys, don't forget, today, a new episode of Kate and Ty Break It Down. Our podcast dropped today, our second episode, and we talk with Becky, and that was super fun. And you can listen to that everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Also, our first episode drops on Patreon today, where you can watch the fully recorded episodes. And that is super cool to watch. And I think it'll be fun for people to actually get to see our reactions and all of the things. So that's super fun. So our first episode drops on Patreon today. And then our second podcast episode dropped today also. Kate and Ty Break It Down, and it's everywhere that you listen to podcasts. There is no permanent open adoption. In certain states, I know in California, you can take adoptive parents to court if they are not following what you guys agreed upon. But every state is different. Like, for instance, Michigan is not legally binding. And also, I wouldn't take her parents to court. I feel like that could do way more harm and cause a lot of more trauma, and make her feel like she has to choose between us or something, between us and them. And I would never want to put her in that situation. Some of these comments are crazy. Open adoption isn't legally binding. You keep saying adoption isn't legally binding. Yeah, open adoption is not legally binding. Same with any adoption you choose is not legally binding. Listening to your podcast right now in the UK. Thank you. What would you like to change in the law? I think that anybody that is considering adoption should have outside representation, legal representation, outside of any of the agencies that you go through or anything. Also, I think it's kind of crazy that it costs thousands and thousands of dollars for people to adopt children. Like, you are literally buying babies, which is crazy to me. Listening to your podcast. Thank you so much.
Sky.
Oh, you like Sky, Raya?
I did it!
You have to remember you're not the mom. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I will always be her birth mother. Yes, I will be. Always. And forever. And just because I placed her for adoption doesn't mean that I don't love her or that I don't want her in my life or whatever she wants that I would want. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. People are crazy. What does it mean for your rights if it isn't legally binding? That means I have no rights at all. They could close the adoption anytime that they want, and I have no say in anything. Yes, I understand you sign your rights away as a birth parent, but that's the thing. As far as it not being legally binding, I mean, it's like for the state of Michigan, for instance, you know, we made a verbal agreement stating that we wanted visits up until the age of 18. And they said, yes, absolutely, we'll do that. But as soon as, you know, I sign my rights away, they could say, oh, nope, never mind. We don't want to send you pictures. We don't want to see you. And they could do that. And there would be nothing that me as a birth parent could ever do. So that's the scary part about adoption is, you know, once you sign your rights away, the adoptive parents can do whatever they want and whatever they please. Same in Indiana. Yeah, and I know, like, in California, you can take, like, adoptive parents to court if they are not following the agreement. But, like, here in Michigan, there's nothing you can do. We did not pick Carly's name. We actually knew what Brandon and Teresa wanted to call her or name her, so we put that on her birth certificate. Yeah, she did it. I would say I definitely felt taken advantage of as a child. Yeah, 100%. I love all these people that are like, why don't you just let her go? You signed your rights away, so you have no say. Like, get educated about adoption. Obviously, you're not involved in adoption at all, because if you were, you wouldn't be saying those things. And other people are like, you're overstepping your boundaries. Please, what boundaries? I would like to know. But no, honestly, the main reason why I got on here was just to say, like, I wanted to thank you guys for all the massive love and support that you guys have given our podcast. I think as episodes continue to drop, you guys are going to have a really fun time listening to Ty and I dive way deeper into who we are as people and our beliefs and our